Hi, I'm Merrick Demetta,
And I'm Classic Gamer.
and welcome back to a special holiday special of Narwhal and Classix Post Play Podcast. You can find this on my channel. It'll be airing, and it'll be airing on Classic's channel.
Oh, do we have to do this?
Look, I gave you so many warnings. I told you so many times not to play this game, but you didn't listen to me. Now you have to do this, all right?
Okay,
I'm tired of hearing it.
okay,
This
okay.
is why I would help
So
you get it working.
I this was a last minute decision for me. I just decided, you know what,
Yeah,
fuck
bad
it.
decision.
I'm gonna do a Christmas special.
Yep.
I remember that you did this little Christmas special and you regretted it very much. In fact, in
Publicly.
one of your videos, you introduced it. Fuck off, Nakatomi Plaza, or fuck off. That made me laugh.
Yep.
Um, and um, and yeah, so we've spoken before. I think you've said to me before about when I played Third Age and the point that broke me in that game. This game broke
Yes.
me in more ways than that game did. That game is a gem compared to this.
Yes, yes, it is. It very much is a
Even
gem.
though the
It's
last boss is a fucking fight against an eyeball.
yep. At least it's not 30 minutes long.
Well, yours was 30 minutes long. Mine was a video and a half.
Yep. So yeah, we are doing Die Hard Nakatomi Plaza.
Die Hard, fuck off, Nakatomi Plaza.
Let me just double check when this game came out.
Who cares?
It came out.
2000 and...
Okay, it did 2002.
Oh, it's not far off. I thought about that long.
Okay. I'd just like to say this about this. The game I have coming out right now, at time of recording on my channel, the Let's Play I have coming out is Star Wars Jedi Outcast. That came out in 2002.
But that game's good.
Exactly. Well, even in terms, like, I'm just talking about graphically, that and this.
Oh no! I'm sure you experienced. I haven't watched your one all the way through. I'm going to probably after we do this, but I experienced quite a few game-breaking bugs
Yeah,
in this
I.
game. The fact that this game, I mean, the create phone, shush. The fact that the guys that made this game also made Duke Nukem fucking Forever says a
Yep.
lot.
Piranha
It
Games.
was yeah. Also, the game when it started for me, you know how you get like like the Fox introduction and like that the thing at the front. I
Yep.
had a black screen the entire time. Hmm. Um.
Yep.
I don't even know what resolution is default in this game. I turned it down to 800 by 600, and then suddenly the start of the game actually worked.
We
The
once played through, I remember, when we were trying to get it to work, and like everyone's heads were like bigger than the world.
Yeah.
We had so many fucking glitches trying to
Well,
get this thing to
there's
work.
actually a problem with the game when you first start it up without
Oh yeah,
actually a
yeah.
patch
There's a problem with this game, all right.
where all the character models are stretched out, all the other models are stretched out, and
Mm-hmm.
they all look like the desk clerk is literally his legs come from behind the desk all the way out the fucking doors.
Yes.
To get that fixed takes a lot. I mean, I looked for um, advice on how to get this game um, uh, working.
Well,
I
I'll say
don't.
this: you asked me, "Hey, I'm having this graphical glitch. I saw you did a let's play of this. How did you? Can you help me fix it?" And normally, when you ask me to help you get a game running, like I helped you with Third Age with the switching of discs thing, normally I'm willing to help you get a game to work. I refused to help you get this game to work.
You did.
I said, "Hey, can you help me? What game is it? Nakatomi Plaza?" No. No, you can't get it to work. No, I refuse to help you get it to work. Now you know why.
Yeah, but I managed to get it working. There is a number of websites that have this game. There's
Yep.
Abandonware that has this game. There's
Yep.
Collection Chamber that apparently enables games to work properly on modern day computers without any problems. That version didn't work. The version of oldgames.com didn't work, and I eventually found a patch on ModDB
Yep.
that helped me. The video that I was looking for, I watched already, and then you found well, you did find a video on YouTube, but it was the same video I'd already bloody watched, and the guy who managed to get it running didn't actually answer my comment in the first place. Also,
Mm.
the game runs at like 800 frames, which means all the
Yep.
talking is skippable. So I have to have this thing called, what's it called? It's called MSI, MSI, MSI Afterburner, which
Don't tell them how to get the game to work.
no,
No.
I'm not. This is what I used. So I used this
Okay.
program, and this forces the game into a 30 frames, which
Yeah.
it runs smoothly at 30 frames. Um, I mean, I tested this game months ago. I decided to shoot all the terrorists that you see at the start of the game.
Yep.
And when I kept
No.
dying, I was like, "What's going on?" I asked you, and you're like, "You're not meant to do that. You're meant to run," which I remembered because I did that. So obviously, before we get into that part, which isn't actually a bad thing, the game starts off.
The game is Die Hard, basically.
Yeah,
It is
it's the first Die Hard
in
film.
and let's just address this. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Not just because it's set at Christmas, but because this man is going through hell to get to spend the holidays with his family. It's a Christmas movie. It ends with Let It Snow. There's this whole scene with the Santa hat in the elevator with the now I have a machine gun.
Ho
Ho,
ho ho.
ho, ho. Oh, also, this game does not have the original cast. Obviously. Like Alan Rickman, rest in peace, would even deign to be near this thing. Why couldn't they get the fucking the guy who played Snape on the Philosopher's Stone game come here to at least he can do an Alan Rickman impression?
Yeah, I mean the thing is that the first of all, like we can talk about the cast as we go through. I think it'd be a good thing to point on as we
Well,
do go through.
I'll say this now. This game did not get the likeness rights for basically any character from the movie. Everyone looks wrong. Hell, they are so ashamed of how they made Hans Gruber look that they do not shoot him from the front until the very end of the game. Like he's talking to the assembled people with his back to them. They're that embarrassed.
Well, he actually does turn around, I think, at one point in the film.
Yes, but it shows you the back of his head all the time because they don't want to show you what they did to Alan Rickman.
Well, I saw he when
But
he
there are
uh,
two characters that are that look like they do in the movie. These are the cop who's outside,
yeah,
and Mister Takagi.
Al.
Al?
The cop's Al, isn't it? Is it Al? Not Al.
Oh yeah, Al. Yeah,
It's not.
the one from who was in the show with Urkel.
I've not watched that. But
Neither have I. I don't like sitcoms.
but no, I mean the game starts with you arriving in the city.
In the plane.
Yeah, in the plane. You get to the Nakatomi Plaza. The game starts off okay.
I
Um,
do have like arriving there. The cinematic's fine. So yeah, it's a 2002 PC exclusive game. Whatever. Um, One thing that but the thing is, it plays the opening with no music. Like when you're driving there, you have that Christmas music. You're chatting in the car with Argyle. It's fun. This isn't happens in no backing, just the two talking, which is fine. Can't get the rights to the song, fair enough. But you get to the that like car park, that like uh courtyard area at Nakatomi Plaza with like the different patterned tiles, as it were.
well, outside before he goes
They
inside.
Yes, like that area it matches exactly what it looks like in the movie, but it still feels off because it's the right pattern, but it looks like the graphics are breaking, even though they're not. That's how it looks. It just feels wrong immediately.
I'm not going to go back and check it. I'm going to take your word for it.
Yeah, it looks like Broken Shadows. It's the right pattern. It just looks like Broken Shadows. The Broken Shadow effect. I don't know. It just weirded me out for some reason.
So yeah, so obviously, so you go into Nakatomi Plaza, you do the thing on the touch screen thing, which
Oh
is the
yeah, that's the thing. This game is so insistent that you follow every single step of events in the movie to the film's detriment, to the game's detriment actually, because you have to check the thing under McLean, then you have to check the thing under Gennaro. It is so. It's like I know that's what happens in the movie. I get it, but it's not fun. Why is this gameplay? Like,
I mean, that could
right?
easily have been a cutscene. It could have
Yeah.
easily been a
That
cutscene. It would have been. I mean, there are some
there's
parts of the
no
game
reason
which I
to
like.
include this.
I like lazy game design. I'll get into that in a minute because it is relevant
Mm.
when we get into the first level. But the game starts off well enough. You meet Mr. Takaki, who takes you to Holly, and you see Ellis as well. And you're in the bathroom where you suddenly hear gunfire. The gun sounds in this game are fucking awful, and
Yep.
you have one gun, one machine gun, for probably 2/3 of the fucking game, I would say.
Yeah,
Um,
the weapon selection is not great.
I mean, you have the MP5, but it's not. It's a gun you're going to run with probably for a good.
Yeah.
I'd say probably 50% of the game, you've got that weapon as your primary weapon with the pistol, which is the only thing you get. The pistol is the only sidearm you get. Um,
Notable thing about the pistol though is it's left-handed. It's a left hand holding. You don't see that a lot in games.
I don't remember what.
There's also a very bizarre health system in the game because you have three health bars. You
Yeah.
have your heart, your lungs, and your brain.
Yes. Yes.
Which means, and like your lungs and your heart deplete from physical exertion. So we tested it. You can kill yourself by jumping up and down repeatedly.
What? What?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
I mean,
It's amazing.
like I just did David Tennant's expression when he had Titanic burst into the TARDIS. What? What? What?
It is. Oh, like the, there is no reason why this game couldn't have just had a health bar. I'll say that. And
But they had to be different because it's Die Hard, and they had to try something different because people would say,
I do believe this would have been a much better game if they just, for example, built it in the Quake engine.
What engine? What engine did they use?
They built their own engine.
Oh.
That's why it doesn't fucking work.
So okay, so yeah. Anyway, this.
You get the weapon selection is awful. Like I have an assumption when I go in to play a PC shooter. I don't have the same exception for other, but for a PC shooter, this is how it works. You have 9, you have 10 because you have the 0 too, but 0 doesn't have to count. But you have 1 to 9 quick action quick select buttons. Each of these should be a weapon. Each of these should be fucking something.
Oh, I
For your guns.
changed mine. The save quick save is F6 or F7, and the quick load is F9.
Oh no, I mean the 1 to 9 number keys.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I changed my quick save and quick
Oh, I'm
load.
not saying quick. I'm not saying quick save. I'm saying 1 through 9, the buttons. Each of those should be a weapon
Yeah, no,
you
no,
have.
I agree with that. I do agree because the amount of times, I mean, that's why I said about the quick save and quick load. I
Mm.
changed mine to 3 and 4, and there was a couple of times where I accidentally pressed number 3 and saved it in the middle of a fucking firefight, or I
Oh
loaded
god.
the game when I'd already done about 10 minutes of gameplay.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds rough.
Um.
But this game, like I'll put it this way in how bad the weapon selection is. Like I'm not expecting Doom. I'm not expecting Doom here, all right?
Do,
But this game
do,
doesn't even have a
do,
shotgun.
Doom is a masterpiece compared to this.
Doom's a masterpiece anyway.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I'll rephrase it. Um, like the the log level in the Mummy is better than the whole of this entire game.
Well, yeah, because the log level in the Mummy is like 5 minutes, and then this is considerably more than that.
Yeah, but considering the fact that we both didn't like that level, you
Just,
especially,
mm.
um,
But the thing, like to make it clear, the weapon selection in this game is and weapon selection is important for a shooter. It is so poor. There's no shotgun.
yeah, no.
It's
I
no.
was trying to at one point change my secondary to the pliers, and I couldn't work out how to fucking do it. And then I realised after that you have to press the same button, pardon me, again, and then click the button to select that weapon. And I was like, okay, I don't know how I worked that out, but I worked it out. Um, but no, you're right. The weapon selection in this game is it's awful. But
Not just the act of selecting it, but there's basically nothing. There's the pistol and the machine gun, and there are other guns. You get Carl's steer gun, steer auger gun. You get a Fama sniper rifle. Here's the thing, though: you never find more ammo for them
yeah,
ever.
actually, yeah, you don't even find more ammo for the M4. When I first got that game, I was like, oh yeah, I got the M4. At the end of the game, I had 2 bullets left for that
Yep,
gun. Two bullets. The
like
ARG.
at least with the MP5, every single enemy has an MP5 and drops an
No,
MP5.
no. I don't think
You only get ammo in this game from picking up guns. You get nothing. There are no ammo crates
but
at all.
but do you want to hear something else that I realised? The MP5
Yes.
ammo replaces both your pistol and the MP5. How does that work? How does an
Like,
MP5 use
I
nine
get
millimeter
that.
rounds?
I don't know. This game is stupid.
I mean, I don't remember getting Carl's gun, but I remember getting the UG earlier in the game.
I
Um,
think you get it, but you barely get to use it.
well, I got the big like chain gun earlier in the game, but I had like
Mm.
19 rounds for that, and then you get ammo for that later on in the game.
Also, there are no cheats for ammo. There's a cheat to turn off dying. I had that on because fuck this game. You go into the ini file, you say player can die. No, it's that simple. But
Yeah.
oh my god.
But we start off in the bathroom, and then you hear
Yeah.
gunshots. John's like, "What the hell was that?" You see the terrorist. You run for the door, and it
Well, no.
loads.
Usually, first time playing through it, you run out, you try to kill the terrorists, and get shot to shit because you're not supposed to fight them.
But the
Because if you're
but the
not doing exactly what you do in the movie, you will not succeed.
but the game doesn't tell you that. I didn't work
Ooh.
out there was an objective option until I watched your video and suddenly saw objectives on the screen. And then
Yes.
when I turned objectives off, the blue bar remained on the screen until I pressed the O again. I didn't even work out how to get the lighter out or the radio out until I saw you do it.
Yeah. It's so you go through, then you're in the under construction
Why
area,
didn't you
like
stop them,
above the.
John? Because you'll be dead too.
Scooby did too, asshole. Why did I get this? Then you get to the under construction area. You kill a lot of terrorists, and then you fight Carl's brother.
Whatever his name is.
can't remember his name. You kill him. He's pretty easy. You could actually use the power saw to distract him, like in the movie.
Yeah, there is.
That's cool. Whatever.
Yeah, there is a couple of occasions during the game where you can do that. There's a bit where you fight a guy and you can blow up the another thing next to a gas tank and it blows him back
Yes.
through a door. There's a bit where you can shoot an electrical thing and the guy falls against the thing being electrified.
I will say that those little elements are definitely cool. I like those, but they don't justify the rest of the game.
No, not at all. So
But
kill...
you fight them, and then you kill a whole bunch of other terrorists too, because this is a video game. There has to be standard enemies, right?
Yeah.
And then Gio and I managed to get stuck for a good 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah,
because you couldn't work out what to do next.
I think that's where did I stop at that point when I have played the game before. I didn't get very far. And I'm with you on that. I didn't know what I was meant to do. I had to come out the game.
The game's assumption, the game's fucking, the game's obsession with following the movie. Like with you cannot progress because in the movie, like there's that bit like because he forgets his shoes in the bathroom because the guy on the plane told him when you get where you're going, take off your shoes and socks and make fists and go on the car and make fists with your toes. That's why he's not wearing shoes in the movie. Fine, not complain. The movie's fucking amazing. That's not what we're complaining about here. But the game, you don't have your shoes. And he tries to take the shoes of the terrorists. It's like 1 million terrorists in the world. I gotta find one with feet smaller than my sister because the shoes are too small.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, developers of the game, that I did think I have to try to take a pair of shoes from that I could try to take a pair of shoes from a dead body. I should have known I'd be able to do this too. That I'd supposed to try, even though I've seen the movie and I know the shoes don't fit. Because I've seen the fucking film. So I tried to take the shoes off and put them on. It doesn't work. And you have to do that to progress in the game. And this especially doesn't work in this game because, as I said, there are other enemies around in the game that you fight. If it's so crucial, we try to get shoes. Why can't we take their shoes? This one little objective that they probably put in as a joke makes the game start to fall apart.
Well, I had to watch your video to know what I had to do. And thank Christ you already done it.
Wandered around.
I wandered around as well.
We used the use key and I'd hit every section of map with the axe. Hit and mashed E on it to try to figure out what we've tried to jump into the ceiling. We've tried so many things.
I tried to go back through the door I had come through at the start of the level.
Yeah, that of course that seems like a valid choice. Nope, gotta take his shoes.
So after you tried to take his shoes, you send him down the elevator. The famous scene of
I have
a machine gun.
Ho 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 ho.
Yeah. Also, I mean, the voice acting of John. I think, if I had to pick out a standout, I think he probably is. Maybe,
he's fine. He's inoffensive.
I think he's probably maybe the best out of all of them. There are not many. There's obviously standard terrorist voices for a majority, but the thing is, there are 30 terrorists in the film, and you kill over your words were, or Jiro's words were, one of you said this, you killed over 1,000 before you even got to the point of the level that broke me the first time I got to this part. And so I can't even remember what's after that level. You know, what's after that level?
After this is the bombs.
Oh, yes. So what you need to do is obviously go through the entirety of the level and then find pliers, and then the game makes you retrace your steps down the same fucking... Oh, actually, one thing I do want to point out.
Yeah.
Most of the doors in every level of all the rooms are all fucking locked. They could have done
Yep.
so much more with all these rooms. Had little Easter eggs from the films. Had maybe something you never saw in the film from a deleted scene or something that appeared in the game. But no, most of these doors you try, it's locked. It's locked. Locked. Just the same fucking line throughout the whole thing. And I said towards the end of my playthrough that I finished today, it's so lazy game design. It's just like, and instead of making new levels over the course of the entirety of the building, they recycle levels that you go through. At least you go through 3 levels 3 times. When you fight Carl towards the end, you go through that twice before that. Twice. I believe it's twice. So there's the bomb level, you kill everyone. Most of these fucking enemies are bullet sponges. I literally shot people in. I unloaded 15 rounds into these guys' faces and chests, and they refused to die. And then my game kept doing something really annoying. I was aiming at the enemy, and suddenly my mouse decided that it wants to turn a full circle around, so I'm facing the other way to the guy I'm shooting at, and I promptly lose a load of health. The amount of times I had to load, you'll see it in my playthrough, and you will feel my pain.
But the bomb run is terrible.
Yeah. You have to cut all the wires. It's not great. It's not particularly fun. There's not really no indication of what you need to do or where you need to go. The game is notorious for this, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
It doesn't tell you at all what you need to do. It doesn't even have maybe a objective marker that you could turn on that say this is where you need to go.
You have to find all the bombs. You have to cut all the wires with the pliers. Now, here's the problem. What makes this extra frustrating? One, there's a timer. You don't get to see the timer. That's a problem.
On the bombs there are.
On the bombs, but not on the screen. 2, obviously you're not going to shoot the bomb. You're going to be careful to not shoot the bombs.
I shot the bomb.
I also shot the bomb. It'll go off, and every bomb will go off too. Now, here's the thing, though. The enemies have no such compunction. So not only do you have to kill your enemies very, very carefully with a pistol, because the machine gun is too much spread and will hit a bomb. You have to use the pistol to shoot them, but do it fast enough so they don't shoot the bomb.
I never had them shoot the bomb. I was too quick for them.
It's so fucking frustrating. Like, we were to the point where I think we did cut out a lot because that took me a while and a lot of cursing to get through. But I think I was like killing them with the axe, so they wouldn't with the fire axe. So I would, just to not risk hitting a bomb, because the fire axe, like, I gotta say, for melee weapons and first person shooters, you're not supposed to use the axe as a weapon, but it kills them in one hit.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a strategy you can use if any of you people don't listen to our advice and decide to play this game.
Well, I said something which I'm now regretting during my playthrough of this game. I said that if I ever reach 1,000 subscribers, I will replay this game. Did you just hear me bang my fist on the desk?
Why did you say that?
I don't know. Because now I know that probably everyone's going to do it. Everyone's going to, like, maybe all your subscribers that you've got, because I know you're on like nearly 600 now. Probably if you guys come over to my channel and give me 96 more subscribers in order for me to get that much closer to 1,000 subscribers, so I have to do this game much sooner than I want to, I will personally find you all, hunt you down, and...
You realize, Classix, mate, you can go and edit that part out of your video, right?
I haven't done that. I
You
think
should do that.
I've basically put them all in Adobe. I said during the playthrough that I was going to edit them as least as possible. Most of the editing is very lazy and quick and just getting it out of the way because I just don't. I refuse to even have. Editing this game is still the experience of seeing things through it again. I had to speed up many parts of my later videos with the Benny Hill theme because I got so pissed off in a level later on, which we'll get to. It's one of the most bitchiest parts of the game.
Yeah.
I've played some rage-enduring levels in my time, but that level.
You you go through some levels that weren't in the movie. You go through.
Which is I will say this, that is a nice touch that they have
Yeah.
given some things that are not in the movie and try to sort of do extra things to make the game a
Yeah,
little
like
bit longer.
there's a president of the Nakatomi Corporation. Is that Mr. Ozu is actually there? You have to rescue him. There's this like fucking science lab.
Yeah,
Now I was disappointed.
I got stuck on that
You do
bit.
not give me a science lab, a big like genetic testing science lab, and not give me some fucking mutants to fight. Come on. Like robot drones, something. Like there's only one enemy type in this entire game. There's only one type of enemy, and it's dinguses with MP5s. That's it. That's all you're fighting.
Yeah,
the whole fucking game.
Most of them have MP5s. Occasionally, you might get the odd one that has the OG or the massive big chain gun that you can get later. I think a couple of them do have that, which can catch you off guard. So after the level where you have the bombs, what levels after that?
I think there's the one you're in the office buildings, and you're with the and it's dark, and you have to use your no you go through to the construction vents. There's a big fan you have to turn off. You get to the roof.
Oh yeah. You get to the roof. You have to turn off all the things, which I think I had to.
You have to disarm it all with the pliers, of course.
Yeah, I cut the wrong wire every single time and hurt myself. In fact, later on, you do that again in the sewer level, which I don't even know why there is a sewer-like level in Nakatomi fucking Plaza.
There's a parking garage level where you have to protect Argyle's car.
That was all right. Yeah, it was fun.
There's the office level, which is all dark. All the lights are off, and you have your lighter.
Where you go through where Mr. Taki got murdered by Hans. That's recreated. Where you going, pal? Next time you go to shoot someone, don't hesitate. Thanks for the advice.
They didn't include it, but one of my favorite lines in the movie. I love the movie, but you're not going to shoot me. Oh yeah, why not? You're a policeman. There are rules for policemen. Yeah. So my captain keeps telling me. Bang.
What was that from?
That's the when you kill the first guy in the movie.
Oh.
Yeah, it's from the film.
I haven't watched the movie in a long time. So you go through the office levels where Mr. Takagi got killed.
There's an area with fire.
Oh yeah. And then you get to like a level where you have to find you have to put the body out the window to attract Al's attention. That's a nice little touch, that is recreated from the film. You hear, but Al seems to be the one leading the police. The guy who actually is in charge.
Yeah, the other guy's not there. The FBI is not involved.
The FBI is involved later, but the guy who is meant to be in charge isn't in charge. And then you obviously put down the chair and blow out the
well, you do the computer thing in the science lab. Actually, you put the detonators in the old computer screen and then kick that down the elevator shaft in the science lab.
Well, in this one, it's just on a chair.
Yeah.
There's no computer screen. There's no computer.
Well, that's stupid. Because what the fuck are the detonators going to detonate then? That's not how explosions work. Okay?
Well,
Like detonators, they're an explosion, but they're like a small ignition. You drop that down an elevator shaft, nothing will happen.
Well, in this, I mean, the way that it falls down the elevator shaft is just stupid. Um,
Yep.
hang on, just grabbing a plaster. Um, and um, and and then you get to the level where you have to rescue this architect,
Yep.
or this
And
other dude, and you get chased by fire. Now
yes.
they set the floor on fire, and I'm like, okay, okay, I'm all right. I've shut a door. No, it goes through the door. Um, the fire in this game is so bad. It's awful to look at. It's the
Yep.
worst fire I think I've ever seen ever in a video game.
Like I've seen fire that looks like more primitive, but the rest of the game looks primitive too, so it's not as bad. Like a good example of this is you played The Mummy Returns, right?
Yeah, I got to like the bit where you John in that jungle level, and then I quit.
Well, the Scorpion King looks better in that game than he does in the movie because everything is the same type of graphic. So
Go
it looks better so the Scorpion King looks better in the game than in the movie because in the movie it's that in real life, which just seems out of place. But in the game it's just that with the whole world of that, which looks a bit better.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, you go through the fire and your thinking is, aha, I have this fire extinguisher. I'll put out the fire. However, you don't realize that A, the fire extinguisher has very limited ammunition, and two, you don't have enough ammunition to put out all the fire. So you have to make a path for him through the fire. But it has to be a super, super, super exact path, or it will not let you continue.
Yeah, I got stuck on that quite a lot,
So did I.
and then
So did we.
I worked it out, and then you have to protect him while he opens the elevator, and then we may have skipped over a couple of levels, but
It doesn't matter.
it
Man.
doesn't. No, no, no. Uh, I mean, there is that. Oh, well, there is that level down in the basement where you have to try and open up the garage, but which is very simple and not very interesting. But then you have to do this path for this dude, and then he opens the elevator and then promptly falls down the elevator shaft.
Yep.
And then when you tell Al, he's like, "I'm sure you did all you can." No, no, you let him go first.
Yep. It's not great.
And then you get onto another level where you have to go into the vents.
I hate the vent level so much.
I clipped through the ceiling. I couldn't get out the fucking vent the first time you get into this, like, you get out the vent and you think, oh, a door, you can go through it. The fucking bastard is locked for a start.
Yep.
That's the first
And
thing.
you know what my favorite thing about all the locked doors is?
What?
You have a gun. Now shooting out a lock is not advisable. It's going to ricochet all over the place if you don't know exactly what you're doing. Also, we're a cop, right?
Yeah,
We know how to kick a door down.
yeah.
Well, I guess we don't have shoes, but obviously you get to the shoot the glass area.
Yeah, well, first of all,
Now you take damage from your feet.
well, there's the vent thing, but so I clipped through the ceiling, of the vent, and you have to do a specific kind of jump and then crouch in order to get out the vent. And then you're in like this like midway point between and then you got the four switches. The first time I fell into the vent deliberately because I just fuck it.
Yeah.
And then you flip the switch and then you go through to the same point and it's closed off from you. So I was like, what the hell do I do? So I worked it out off screen, and I opened all the vents and then you got like a beam that you have to go across, which is fine. And then you get to where you get upstairs again, below the roof, and you meet Bill Clay, or
Clay.
he
Bill
says,
Clay.
yeah. And you escort him down to the level with all the glass, and obviously, He talks German into the radio, which he never does in the film. You walk away and he points
Yes,
the gun at you.
he does speak German to the radio when he thinks you're distracted. He's very quiet, but you hear it, and then he levels the gun you gave him, and it's like, oh, it's a good. Well, hey Hans, it's a good accent. You can go on TV with that accent. Pull the trigger, click. Oh, no bullets.
Oops.
Pull the gun away.
No,
like
no bullets.
Stupid
you think
Hans.
I'm fucking stupid, Hans? Beep.
Obviously, they take out the "you think I'm fucking stupid" Hans. They can't curse in this game.
Well, he does curse in this game.
Does he?
Yeah, he does.
They change lines in places for some fucking reason. Oh, they leave out "yippee ki motherfucker."
Yeah.
Yeah, they leave out "yippee ki motherfucker" in this game.
Well, they have yippee ki but not motherfucker.
Yeah.
And
Great.
So in this level, Hans then runs off. I shot him the first time and I promptly lost.
Yeah.
I clipped him in the head. It's like, you have a shot on the lead terrorist. I didn't even mean to hit him.
It's so stupid. Like, obviously, we tried shooting him when we first met him in game over. Like, okay, we think he's a hostage, whatever. But then we kill him once we know he's Hans Gruber. Game over. Game over. Why? Well, you killed Hans Gruber. Yes. I know.
So
that was the goal.
The glass, even though I was at the back of that room where you talk to Hans, and the glass affects you even in the back of the room, even though there's no glass on the floor. It's invisible on the floor, and if you don't, and then you have to run through. I didn't do that, so I didn't bleed out the first time. But I got to the level, I got to the point where I got to the next level. I was running, which is a mistake. Do not run in this level. Do not run, because you bleed
your
out.
Heart will explode and you'll die.
You bleed out quicker. And
yeah, because your heart's going, so your blood's pumping.
Yes. And I got to the point where I think I saw the first aid kit on the table. I died in that room, and then the bit before that, I died just before that room. I got clipped in the back as I peeked out, and he clipped me in wherever it was. And then you finally reach the bathroom. The lights go out. They open the vault. Blah blah blah. And you go through. The level is dark. I didn't use my lighter. You did. I forgot. But I tried looking at the options to see if there was a brightness option. There's not. Why? I don't know. But there's not a brightness option, which is both weird and just mind-boggling at the same time. And then, trying to think. And then
I have one positive to say about this game. This is my only positive.
Go on.
The names of the difficulty settings.
Oh yeah, it's the names of the
Easy
of the
is called Die Hard. Medium is called Die Harder. Hard is called Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Yeah, it's the names of the.
That was cute.
The three.
Yeah, it's the first three movies. It doesn't make the game good by fucking any means, but it was a cute reference. Whatever.
Yeah, it's a nice reference. It's fair.
But when you're so much looking for something, when you have nothing positive to say to the point where you have to mention the names of difficulty settings,
yeah,
that's a problem.
Yeah, that is a problem with when a game.
I can't think of anything else positive except those.
I don't think I can think of anything positive. I did say during my thing that I did enjoy. There were some bits of the game I did enjoy. The lab level was okay, even though I wandered round and got lost and then couldn't find the door to get back where I needed to go. I got in the room where, for some reason, there's a guy inside that thing and that he dies. You and Gio commented on it, and the guy's looking through the glass thinking, how do I kill him? I went into that room, forgot to flip the switch that opens up those double doors, and probably got stuck in that fucking room. You cannot go back through the door that is the door where you get where the spray comes down, the whatever it's called,
the toxic gas.
The decontamination. room,
Yeah, okay.
where all the lab suits are. So, just so, if you guys do decide to play this game,
No, we won't ever. We
no,
learned our lesson.
no, not us, the viewers. If you guys decide to play
Okay,
this game to experience it,
don't. Like,
don't. But if you do decide to do what I do and not take both our advice, even though I didn't follow Merrick's advice, and I still played this game, but I thought to myself, is it really as bad as he said? Yes, 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 it is as bad as Merrick first told me a long time ago. Um, but I've learnt my lesson. No, I
good.
haven't because I said I'd do it for my 1,000 subscribers special.
Hopefully that takes a while.
Yeah.
In this one case.
Um. So you get. I can't even remember where we were now. That's how bad this game is.
So, point is, we get to the roof. Again, there's a helicopter. You don't get to fight it.
But if you stay on the roof too long or try to go back up the ladder, it will shoot you and kill you.
Yes.
What you have to do is pull out the fire hydrant hose.
The fire hose, like in the movie, you wrap it around yourself, you jump off.
But the hose isn't a hose. It's it's thin. It's like a line along the roof. I don't know if you noticed that, but I did.
Yeah, I did notice that. It's supposed to, like the thing in the movie. It's the emergency hose on the reel, meaning it's a very thick hose, a very thick canvas. So like it's durable. It's made to withstand a fucking fire hose spray, which is heavy. That's a heavy amount of water. These things are durable. This thing, no. This thing, you jump off the building with that, it snaps, you die. That you would die if you jumped off the building with that tied around you. You would plummet all the way down the building, and you would die. Hell, fucking you should have died anyway in the movie. You tie that thing around his waist and jumped off.
Yeah, so
that's how that's like the rope tied around the stomach and then jumping off that he did.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's how fucking Bill Sykes dies in Oliver.
Yeah, no, you're right.
He would be dead. So for that matter,
he also dies because he gets shot while on the roof. He makes it to the other roof, but then he gets shot.
For that matter, Batman, Bruce Wayne, when he climbs up that thing and then falls off with that around his midsection, he'd be dead too. In the Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, when he climbs out. Yeah, when he climbs out the pit, isn't it?
Also, very important. When you jump down with this hose, shoot the window.
Yes. Yes.
Or you will smack into it and die.
Well, I didn't smack into it and die, but what I did do was I shot the window and thought, oh, I can just swing in and let go. So I swung in, promptly fell down to your death. You have to get the right momentum, and then you just land on the edge of the window, and then you have to crouch through and go through. And then this is another
which removes
fire
a very
level.
Interesting, which removes a very important thing from the game, because when you go through, you crouch, you go in, cool. The very heavy spool and fire thing is still attached to you, like in the movie. It's gonna drag you back out the window. You're supposed to untie it or like cut it or something.
But that doesn't happen in the
Of course not. Why would it?
But so you go through and there's loads of terrorists that are still on this floor that's riddled with fire. The fire chases you, but what you don't know
because fire is sentient in this universe.
Yeah, the fire is deadly. I mean, it's just
It's not just deadly; it's smart.
It follows you.
It's personal. The fire wants you to die, and it will make sure that you die.
There was a bit where I actually closed. I turned round and watched the fire, and the fire was at one point, and then I watched it creep forward in real time. And you go through. You have to then extinguish the fire, go up some steps. I got stuck on the steps, and for some reason, John decided to. I got quite a few times in this game where my mouse decided to not work properly. During this LP
Yep.
as well, my left shift key decided to get stuck. It sticks
Yep.
now, so I've had to replace my keyboard. That's fun. Um,
Wait, this game destroyed your keyboard?
this game, the left shift died on this playthrough,
Oh,
and
that's
that
ruined the
game
game.
and that
Can we
is
can we
key.
blame Nakatomi Plaza?
Yes.
Okay, good.
um, because well, it's working now. It's not getting stuck, but I think it's because when I hold it down, it doesn't want to rise up. Um,
But we go through, we kill some more terrorists, and then we get to the boss fight.
we forgot to mention Carl. You do fight
Oh
Carl, but
yeah,
he is
you get him on
easy.
the chain.
I didn't do that. I just shot him in the head and he died.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, we're supposed to get him on the chain. It's another way it fails the movie.
How do you do it?
Though I don't know. It's I know we do it in the movie. I don't remember this boss fight as much as I remember fucking Hans. Though I will say, over the course of this game, I did. I had what I call a comfort gremlin. Is I have this plush doll of Gizmo from the
Oh
Gremlins
yeah, I
movies,
remember Gio saying something about it. It was calm you
and
down.
I have it here. I actually every time I get too mad, be like, and it would calm me down. So just had this at the computer the whole time we were playing the game.
Why did that remind me of fucking Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs?
Because in Gremlins, the actual monsters go to a movie theater and watch Snow White.
Do they?
Yes,
What a coincidence. I never knew that, but
and like the Gremlins, they fucking love it because all the Gremlins they're watching the song Hi Ho and they're like, yeah. I recommend rewatching it. It's a really good movie.
I've not actually watched it.
Check it out. It's really good.
So you go through into the vault eventually.
Same director, by the way. Same producer director who did Philosopher's Stone and Chamber of Secrets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
Hello, Socks.
Socks come to say hi. Hi, Socks. Happy holidays.
Can you hear that?
No.
Oh, okay. She'll probably try jumping off on the chair in a minute. But so you go through to the cash vault. You kill the two guys in the vault. One guy, I thought it was Hans at first, but it wasn't.
No.
And he has a big chain gun. You kill him. All this was about a fucking robbery. And then you go into the actual vault. Hans has got Holly in a chokehold. And
I love how you get the big chain gun, and then you get a boss fight. You can't use the chain gun in.
Yeah, well, I died so many times. I failed so many times with this. Hans either breaks Holly's neck or shoots her in the head. I shot Holly as well accidentally. I got
we all have
a game breaking bug.
Where the window wouldn't break at the end.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't so much that. It was where Hans.
Where he kills her automatically, right?
Well, he apparently they get to a point. He's standing up. I think I killed him, but also Holly, I think, then gets stuck in place. She then stops at one position. He goes further back, and it still has the animation that he's got her in a chokehold. He then stops in that position, and then I turn around. Holly's hair was floating in midair. Then I got to the point where I'd shot him so many times, he got to the window, and Holly automatically died when I got up a bit closer in order to shoot him. She just automatically died. I had to restart that boss fight about 5 times.
I remember we got so fed up with the boss. It took us 30 minutes to kill this fucker because we were cheating and could just stand there tanking his shots. We did at one point. We were just like we just left. We actually just left. Just like, mainly as a comedy bit. Like, but you know what? Hans, fuck it, you win. I'm out. And we tried to leave the level.
I think at one point before I finished the game, I actually was like, I said I'm done, and I was actually very tempted just to not bother finishing it, but I was right near the end of the game,
Like, that's the thing. Early on is the time to give up on this game. But when you've already done all of the game, and this is all that's left, you can't. Because then the game's beaten you. And what was it for?
You know,
What was it all for if you
I,
give up then?
I can't disagree with you there. So you get to where you have to where Hans is at the window, and what happens is, and this is what the game doesn't really tell you this, but you have to wait till Holly kind of does a backward motion to get Hans to come out enough so you can shoot him in the head, even though you shoot him multiple times in the face, and any normal man would die, any normal boss would die
Yeah.
from this, because you can some games there is possible that you can get lucky and do a lucky headshot and like the boss will die. um I think that happened in Sexy Biscuits for playthrough of Mafia Remake, and he shoots the guy, and he no in the original, sorry, and he just randomly shoots, and he just happens to hit a headshot on the boss, and he dies. Um, that's so you can do it where you can um uh basically do just a lucky thing. Um,
Like, there are ways I got it. This boss fight could work if you don't have the follow up. It's just it's him and you wait for Holly to move and then you shoot him and then he goes out. If it was just that, if you want to make it exactly like the movie, okay, do that. Or have an actual boss fight. But this, where you have to slowly, all the way from the vault to the window, is pain.
yeah,
It is pain.
and
It is terrible.
the other thing as well about it is that I found annoying was um you have to do a certain thing in order to make him move back. There was one point where he was just where he is the first time, and then he moves back to I think it's the just behind the back shelves before he goes round the corner, just before he goes back up the top. So it's before, because he there's three positions in the vault. There's the bit where he's in front of you. He moves back again behind the back shelves where he's in like the big open space. That bit he just wouldn't move. I ran up to him. I ran around him. I think I ran around him. Nothing worked. He killed Holly every single time.
Yeah.
So it's not obvious that that's what you need to do. The game, and all it says on objectives is save Holly, kill Hans.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
game,
you do
that's fine.
finally kill
But
him.
how do I do that?
The game's over. Fuck, it was terrible.
And painful.
Yeah. It was so bad.
Um, obviously it doesn't have the reporter in it getting punched by Holly, which is a nice little
No,
touch.
it has nothing.
It doesn't even have the bit where Hans discovers that Holly Gennaro is Holly McLean,
Yeah.
and takes her with him. It just has the bit where, where's Holly? Oh, they took her down to the vault. Where's the vault? It skips off an entirely. That is a plot hole.
You want money? Wait. After all your bluster, you're just a common thief. I am an exceptional thief. And since I'm moving up to kidnapping, you can show a bit more respect.
I don't remember that bit.
Mate, rewatch Die Hard. You deserve it. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'll skip through it because I often do that with old films. I just like looking at the action bits. But so the game ends with you going, and then Powell kills Carl, who comes
Carl.
down, and that's a nice little touch from the film. You know, you don't find out
nice
what.
Little. But this is the thing. It ruins it in the game, because in the movie, there's a whole thing with him why he's a beat cop. Why he's usually riding a desk out at the station is he is afraid to draw his firearm because he shot a kid. If only cops were actually like that. So and that's him. That's the first time he's fired a gun since the tragedy.
Yeah,
and that's completely cut out of the game.
Yeah,
obviously.
it doesn't explain any of that. So unless you've watched the film, you don't even know why he does that and what. I knew that when he pulled it out, and I was like, I know that because I've seen the film. But the game doesn't explain that. So the game ends. I skipped the credits, and the credits music was still going on even on the main
credits
menu.
music is not, because in Die Hard it wins and oh, the weather outside is frightful. But the fire is so delightful, and since there's no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. That's the music in the movie. In this, it's just him. It's just "Ode to Joy" because that's the terrorist theme in the movie is "Ode to Joy." Now, I like "Ode to Joy," but that's either write your own music or use the right music. Don't do this.
No, yeah, no, I see your point there. So, so I was just readjusting my webcam, my monitor. Um,
No
so,
worries, mate.
um, so the game ends like that, and so you said sort of like the positive thing is the touch of the difficulties, which is a nice touch. Can you think of any other slight positive?
Not because there are things normally I would praise, but I can't praise them in this because it didn't end up actually working. Because normally I'd praise I praise a game for